This video is to show you how to use the math equation function in Kickstand. It will come up on some of your assessments as you're going through pre-calculus, so we're just going to look at some of the things on there that you'll use pretty commonly. So this little yellow root button is what comes up for a math equation question. And your editor looks like this. So on the very first tab you have your fraction option. I always use this one. I never use the slash, so it's always the fraction bar. Then you can see we have a square root key, and we also have an nth root, so you can put in whatever root there. We have multiple options for brackets. You'll see regular parentheses, absolute value, these square brackets, which you'll start using a lot as we use interval notation, and then curly brackets. We have our exponent function here, and then we have a subnote function. You'll use that a lot with something like a logarithm. So there's an example of using the sub key, and then all of our standard operation symbols, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to symbols. You're also going to see element of a set, subset of, union, and intersection, and then empty set, infinity, and pi are all here as well on this front screen. You can also access a lot of those same functions here, so a lot of our different operations and functions are here. We have the, this is what we use for compositions of functions, so if you have f of g, you use that open circle. Again, pi, infinity, empty set, the delta for change. This is the degree symbol, and then apostrophe and double apostrophe, which gets used a lot to indicate prime and double prime. Also inches and feet. We have congruent symbols, approximately equal to symbols, element, again, unions and intersections here as well, and then the angle key. You won't use a whole lot of these, but just good to familiarize yourself with all of them. Moving on, Greek letters, you will see the theta a lot as we move into trig, and pi is in here as well. You also have all of your symbols for types of number sets, so you have natural numbers, integers, rational numbers, complex numbers, prime numbers, real numbers, and then you can see this extends out to do all of them. So if you're looking for I for irrational numbers, that would be pushing this arrow to extend that out. Here you'll see the option to put more than one thing in a set of brackets. So when we have piecewise functions, you'll use this double set, oops, not that one, this double set of brackets. And those functions look something like this. The next things that you should probably be familiar with is summation symbols. Here are different options for making summations, which will come up later in calculus, not in, or pre-calculus, not in this first section. And then integrals are here, these symbols, this is an integral, but something you will see a lot at this point is the limit function. So limits here, where most of yours will probably say x to infinity. There's also an option to make that something else rather than infinity. Could be x approaches 0. And then you'll see here that you have sine, cosine, tangent, logarithm, log with a base, natural log, and then your inverse and reciprocal trig functions here as well. So all of these functions are used as you edit equations, and you will see a lot of these different symbols as we are doing pre-calc.